So good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Save for real 757. And I know I look tired. It is early in the morning, and I've been up since like six something trying to pack. All this stuff that y'all see is going to go to my, well, not me, but the pillows, and got several bags and quilts and rugs and vases or vases, pillow. It's a whole bunch of stuff going to go to my daughter's house. So everything look kind of all over the place. So I do apologize about that. However, let me back this up just a little bit. However, I'm just sitting here and I thought I would take a rest, but let me show y'all something. I'm gonna turn into this left. See? My brace. Yeah, I don't know if all of y'all know, but I had to end up going to the emergency room yesterday. That video should be up. And that's what happened. And when I was sitting here, I said, well, I had to get up real early. I've been up like since 6 o'clock in the morning because I wanted to get up real early. Because I knew I had my brace on, and I knew I needed some extra time to prepare everything to send down to my daughter in North Carolina before the people come get it for her friends come pick it up for her. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Y'all pray for me, cause see, I'm still trying to hang up stuff and rearrange stuff, and the ankle, and it's throbbing now. But anyway, but while I was sitting here and while I had a break, I thought I would. These are some ugly pillows. I'm just sitting here looking. They're not ugly, but I don't know why I bought them. But that's okay. My daughter wants some. I'm sorry, just all train of thought. But yeah, I was just sitting here thinking about some things about what is important. What are the signs that you should not get married? What are red flags during the courting stage? What are the things that you need to take heed to, like before you say I do? It's just there are some signs, there are some flat out signs, and there's some red flags. But a lot of times, when we are courting someone, we choose to ignore those red flags that are given to us by the Lord. And so I want to discuss that with you today. And I just want to say welcome to all of my subscribers, yay! And welcome to all of my newbies. Hey, babies, how y'all doing? And I'm just raw in the face. I don't care. But I wanted to come up. I was just trying to sit here and think, what can I discuss with you guys today? And there are some things that I just want to discuss with you, and I hope you take heed to this, because many of you are believing God you are believing God. If you are a female, you're believing God for your help, for your mate, the prophet, priest, and king of your home. And if you are a man, you are believing God for your rib. Come on now, y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so yeah, there are some signs. There are some red flags that you need to take heed to before you walk down the aisle. But before I go there, let me back up. There is a difference between dating and courting. Dating someone is just that. I'm just going to hang out with you and see where it takes us. Courting is I am dating you, or I am uh, dating you with an intent on marrying you. Courting someone is you are exclusive. You are exclusively seeing this one individual, and you're preparing your hearts and your minds for marriage. You're preparing to have a long-term future. Whereas dating someone means for a season, for a little bit, for this time, for that, or dating you for a night. I'm gonna take you on a date. Think about that. Yeah, I might date you I might take you on one date, and that I might not want to be with you no more. No, that's just here and there. It's the signs that you need to. I keep doing this because I'm trying to. The signs that you need to look for if you are courting someone, okay, and you have been courting this individual, let me tell you one thing you don't want to do. There's these are some things you might want to either save this video or just keep replaying it. The one thing is, when it comes to going out, and I spoke about this, if you and that young man, especially if, or that young lady, especially if this is your, I want to say, first several dates, or first several times ever going out, okay? The one thing is, you don't want to, the first time you take you and an individual go out and y'all want to hang out, it's nothing wrong with maybe perhaps going on a double date. I'm not talking according to the world's way. Because the world way, I'm going to tell you what the world way is. The world way is, yes, I'm going to take you to this nice restaurant. I might take you to a movie. You know, we might go walking on the beach and da 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 da. But in the mind of the individual, sometime with the man, they are doing all this stuff and they are looking for something from you at the end of the night. They might want to come in for what y'all might call well, not y'all, but the world might call a nightcap. They might want to come in, they don't want to say their goodbyes on the front porch. They want to come in. They're gonna make an excuse. Can I use your bathroom? So you're not gonna serve a brother or a cup of coffee. You're not gonna offer me no coffee. Any reason to get behind those doors. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how the world do it. Now, let's talk about a child of God. As a child of God, as a believer, a child of God, and first of all, if both of you are believers, are children of God, when you are courting your potential mate, the one thing you want to make sure is you have stuff in common. That is so important. You have stuff in common. You gotta have stuff in common. Because ain't nothing wrong, ain't nothing worse than end up being married to somebody who's a dead rock. Can't even carry on a 5-minute conversation. You gotta make sure you got something in common. Do both of y'all like to travel? Do both of y'all like to read? Do both of y'all like to work out? Do both of y'all like to, take long walks in the evening or evening stroll? Do both of y'all want children? How you got to make sure that you can, you have things in common. Is education important? Is education important to both of you all? And if it is important, how high up on the scale or yeah, the scale it does it rank? um you need to know, is your mate close with their family, and if they are not, why aren't they close with their family? Is it because that nobody in the family can get along with him? That's easy. These are signs, y'all. How, if he's a man, how do he treat his mother? How do he get along with his sisters? Okay, and another thing that you want to really, really look for, especially in a man and a woman, do they have any friends? Because if they ain't got no friends, ooh, y'all better watch that. They not a friendly person. They're not a friendly person. Not a. You have to first show yourself friendly. If you want friends, you gotta first show yourself friendly. So you gotta watch that. And that person may want to isolate you from your friends. See, it's always important that, yes, this is your husband, this is your wife, this is your mate, whatever, but you should never have to give up your friends, excuse me, just because you got married. You shouldn't, if you are a woman, you shouldn't have to give up your girlfriends. If you a man, you shouldn't have to give up your man, your guy friends. If your spouse is requesting that you give up your friends, there's something wrong with that. There's something that's that controlling and spirit, and they want you all to themselves, and they want to suffocate the life out of you. another thing, when you are courting your potential mate, is this: no kissing, no kissing. Cause I'm gonna keep it real, real. Any type of physical contact, even when you hold a man's hand, if you're a lady, or men, when you hold a female hand, something that awakens something in the woman or the other person or the man. That awakens that awakens something in us. And what happens is when you hold my hand, if that person that who hand you just held, if your potential mate is not guarded and protected in their spirit, their minds will begin to go to places it shouldn't go. And then what happens is, once a person start meditating on something, it's eventually going to become an action. In other words, if somebody were to hold, if my husband were to hold my hand, and we were courting, and all of a sudden I'm like, whoo. I'm saying whoo because woo, something woke up in me. You know what I mean? And so now I'm holding this man's hand. We're walking. I'm using me as an example, okay? And we're walking, and all of a sudden, these thoughts start coming to my mind about this man right here, And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, and then all of a sudden these images get in my mind, and before you know it, I'm gonna have a little issue in my flesh. The heat is beginning to rise in my flesh because now I have gotten aroused by just a holding on of hands. So if you are courting someone who you believe is your potential mate, don't be so quick to hold that person's hand. Don't be so quick for a whole bunch of physical contact. And I know it sounds crazy, but don't even be so quick to with all this. All right, good night. No, you don't need none of that. Cause when you close that door to say good, after you said your good night, you be like, oh Lord Jesus, oh Jesus, cause see your flesh done, something done woke up in you, and you definitely don't want to kiss. Don't kiss on the cheek. Don't kiss on the mouth. Don't kiss on the hand. Ain't no kissing whatsoever. Don't touch me like that. Because what it is the enemy is trying to cause y'all to fall into sin. The enemy is trying to cause y'all to fall into sin by having premarital relations. Premarital sexual relations. And that's what the enemy is trying to do. Here you have two people that love the Lord with everything in them, but they're not dead. They can see very well, and listen. Y'all two are seriously attracted to one another. That's why you're dating, because you're attracted to one another, and you have to be careful with that. So no touching. Make sure. So here we go. Make sure you have something in common with one another. Make sure that is so important. No physical touching. None. Maybe after a couple of months of dating, because now you have established some things. You see what I'm saying? And now you are built up enough that you can respect. Because what the enemy does, I'm gonna tell you what the enemy does. The enemy tries to cause people to have premarital sex because it destroys that purity of that relationship. It destroys the purity of the relationship. So let's just say you are courting someone and y'all have been courting for about 2 or 3 months now. Well, guess what? Now y'all have become friends. See, y'all wasn't even friends at first. So now that this man has found out a lot about you and you have found out a lot about him, now the respect factor has come into place. The respect factor have come into place and it's strong. The respect game is strong. So now he understands your walk with God and you understand his seriousness and the level of walk with God that he had. So neither one of y'all are, if you truly love the Lord, you are willing to go beyond those barriers, or you're not willing to go to intervene and interfere in that relationship that each one of you have established. Another thing is you must have a conversation about finances. Don't go into a marriage without having a conversation about your finances. That is absolutely imperative. 90% of relationships dissolve because of finances, because the male, they didn't understand their role, the female didn't understand her role. This one is pulling on this one too much, this one ain't, and one feel like this one ain't holding up their end of the bargain, and so it causes a wedge in between the husband and the wife. So discuss those finances. Another thing to discuss what you expect from one another in the marriage, and especially in the marital bed. Discuss something that you are not willing to participate in. Yeah, there are some things that, I did. Yes, I did it in the world, but now I'm not doing it anymore. I'm gonna end that conversation right there, and discuss whether or not you want children. If you want children, how many children do you want? Uh, uh, discuss everything. Find out what his triggers are. And young man, you find out what her triggers are. And stay away from that area. And don't, when you have disagreements, don't, listen, ladies, and listen, gentlemen, especially ladies. A man need to know that he can be himself in front of you without being worried about whether you're going to go tell all your girlfriends and your sisters and your mamas and your cousins. A man want to know. And a woman needs to know, men, that you are going to be that rock and that confidant that she needs. You're going to be that shoulder that she can cry on. She needs to know that you're gonna be able to cover her in any given area. Hear me. As children of God, never get married on the outward, just because of the outward appearance. Because she could be fine and he could be handsome, but they can't cover you in prayer. They can't cover you in prayer whatsoever, because they can't even identify with you in prayer. They don't even know where you at in prayer. So be careful with that. Be very, 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 very careful with that. Make sure this person can cover you in prayer. And one thing you must do before you get married, while courting, you ask God to show you the true spirit in this individual. Because there are those people that come into your life and they are sent as an agent of darkness to frustrate your process in God, to interfere with your purpose and your destiny in God. They are sent there. It's not that they can stop it, but they're going to frustrate it. And so even while they're there, just ask God, who are they and why are they here? A red flag, ladies, if you are courting a man and he has to always be home by a certain time at night, I'm talking about he has to be home by 8 o'clock at night, and you have to always text him and call versus call him after a certain time at night. Either he in penitentiary or either he married. Let's just keep it real. And ladies, let me tell you something. If you call yourself a child of God, and when you present yourself to a man, you present yourself as a woman of God, that man gonna try you. Because it's a whole bunch of women out here that say that they love the Lord. But they love the Lord and they slipping and sliding all between these sheets. And this man is looking for somebody that won't slip and slide between the sheets with him. He's looking for somebody that would have taken a stance and will not come down. Like Nehemiah ain't come down from that wall when he was building the temple. So that's what that man is looking for. He's looking for a woman that professes to love the Lord. She's living a life of holiness, and she know the word of God, and she is a true daughter of Zion. A lot of people say, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God, but let a man come by, woo, girl, girl, girl. Mm. The same thing for the men. So make sure that they can cover you in prayer. Make sure that they can cover you in prayer. And so those that now that's a sign. If from 7 o'clock at night until 9 o'clock in the morning, the only thing you can do is text him because he actually not to call him. He either in penitentiary or or he sleep or he got a woman at the house and it ain't his cousin, it ain't his sister, it ain't his mama. Cause ain't no man gonna tell me now, well, you can't text me after this time of day, or you really, or this is another one. If a man tell you the only time I can see you is after 9 o'clock at night, and I gotta be, 9 o'clock at night. What? Only time you can come see me is after 9 o'clock at night, and you got to be gone by a certain time. First of all, 9 o'clock is too late for me. Now, 9 o'clock, you ought to be just about pulling me up in front of my door from whatever date or outing that we had. Yeah. Another thing, ladies, set a time schedule to be home. If you say, okay, when I was single, whatever I did, unless it was church affiliate or family, whatever I did, if I would out eat with a friend, anybody, I had to be home by 10 o'clock. I don't care if anybody understood it or not, because that was my walk with God. And I said, okay, 10 o'clock. And one day, I didn't make it. I made it home like between 10:02 and 10:06. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But I didn't make it. And my spirit was grieved. The Holy Spirit was grieved because I knew better. I knew better. I could have said something, look, it's time to go, but I didn't. I knew better. And because of my relationship with God, I felt so bad that I had disappointed God. I had let God down. I didn't do that again. I didn't do that again. No, I didn't. No, I didn't, because hear me, I live at a standard. My standard of living was here. See, I didn't care what the world was doing. I didn't care if another woman allowed you to come to their house and stay all night. No. With me, I'm in the house at 10 o'clock. That's a decent, reasonable hour for a single woman like myself to be in the house. I wasn't trying to be out there when legs and liquor stores was open. I had no business out there. So my thing was 10 o'clock. If that man loves you and truly respects you, he's going to have you home. Hear me. By 9:45, by 10 minutes to 10, maybe 5 minutes to 10. But he going to make sure you get in that house by 10 o'clock. Because he honored the God in you. And if he don't, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. What's another thing? If he's a man to God and he's always and you're always the one that's he come to your house and he sit down and he always eating off your table, but he never take you out to eat ever. Red flag. Red flag. If you have children already, and that man don't interact with your children, and I mean he all he try to do is get them in the back room, and he don't want to really be bothered with them, and don't really have nothing to say to them. Red flag. Okay. If this man, and he's a man of God, and he's always asking you to borrow some money for the bus and whatever, what's really going on? See, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna give a man a chance. I understand that, but make sure you ask God if you should give this individual a chance like that, because sometimes women can be so desperate for a man that we giving everybody a chance, and some folk don't want to do better. They just want to live off you. But so those are some things that you need to be mindful of prior to marriage, and discuss some things. Listen, you have got to have open communication. open communication. And let me say this, and I'm saying it in love. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all know you have issues that you have not got delivered from, don't get married. Get delivered first. It's so unfair to that potential mate for you to knowingly go into a marriage with issues, and then you're going to torment this individual because you refuse to get your deliverance prior to marriage. Do your best to get your deliverance before you get married. Because now this person has to come back compete with every 19 of the men, it says. And ladies, come on, get deliverance. Get your deliverance. So I hope that helps you to understand some things that you need to do before courting. I mean, while courting, but before marriage. While courting, pray together. Y'all pray together. If y'all don't fellowship at the same church, go visit his church. Let him come visit your church several times. Because people can fake it for a season. A snake sheds its skin at a certain season, in a certain season. So a snake can be a snake, but it comes a time when that snake got to shed its skin, and you're gonna see what's really under them, the color of that real snake. So just don't rush. If he is for you, he is for you. If she is the one, she's the one. Ladies, and I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. If that man really love you, and if you are single and that man spot you, there is nothing you can do to stop that man from chasing after you. The issue is when you start chasing him. The Bible says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and he obtaineth favor from the Lord. Let him find you, ladies. Stop. This world has reversed. I seen women proposing to men. That's out of the order of God. I see women, y'all, they done flip-flop the whole cycle of God, the whole order of God. Men by nature are hunters, so let them hunt you down. Well, I hope this helped somebody. I hope y'all understood it. Some things to know prior to getting married, but while you are courting, some things you can do. There are red flags. Pay attention to these red flags, and don't ever settle. Whatever you do, don't settle. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel either. Subscribe. Hit that like button and hit the notification bell. Again, I want to thank you for tuning into my channel, Save For Real 757. Any subject y'all want me to cover, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. This knee is, this ankle of mine, I tell you, she having a ball right now. But I'm going to get up and start doing something else. So I love you to life. Until next time.